Most people think their circumstances decide what's possible for them. Your job, your bank account, your health, your relationships, what someone said about you, what happened last week. All those things can feel like they have the final say, like they're the ones calling the shots, deciding if you can have what you want or not. But here's the truth most people never really get. Your circumstances don't hold the power. You do. They only look powerful because you keep checking them, reacting to them, letting them tell you what's real and what's possible. And once you really see why that's backward, you realize you don't have to fight with your situation. You don't have to fix every problem by force. You can drop the fight completely and watch things shift so fast it feels like reality bent itself to match you, not the other way around. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why your circumstances are irrelevant and what is actually relevant so you can finally stop feeling stuck, stop second guessing, and start seeing changes that show up naturally, sometimes in ways you'd never expect. Hello, my beautiful superheroes. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi. I'm Scarlet Grace, and I help people bring their impossible dreams to life by combining timeless mind techniques and psychology with the latest discoveries in neuroscience. This channel is all about shifting your identity and becoming the version of you who already has it all. And if you want my personal help to finally get your desires, the waitlist for my one-on-one coaching is open right now. Sign up so you'll be the first to know when spots reopen. And if what you want to create is your ideal relationship, your ex back, or commitment from your person, my 21-day course will walk you through exactly how. You will find the links for all of those things in the description below. Okay, so let's break this down. Let's talk about circumstances, why they're actually relevant, even if they look huge and unmovable right now. A lot of people hear me say this over and over. Circumstances don't matter. But I know what you're thinking. You look at what's happening around you and you think, okay, maybe that's true for other people, but not for this. This thing I'm dealing with, there's no way around it, trust me. You tell yourself your situation is special, different, too complicated. But it's not. Your negative circumstances are just like anyone else's. They look solid, but they're not. And they do not get to decide what happens next in your life. The reason your circumstances don't really matter is simple. You're not here to fix them. You're not here to push and pull at what's in front of you until it bends into shape. When you're creating what you want, you're not changing this version of reality. You're shifting to a version where things are already the way you want them to be. That means you don't have to wrestle with what's here right now. You don't have to force your current situation to change. I know it feels that way, but that is not what's really happening behind the scenes. Here's how it really works. There are infinite versions of reality, infinite ways things could play out. The circumstances you see right now, those are just one version, one out of billions. So when you focus on what you want, you're not stuck with what you see right now. You're not trying to push and change it piece by piece. You're moving to a different version of reality, one where what you want is already true. So you don't have to fix what's in front of you. It's not relevant. You just have to shift to the version where everything is already how you want it. You've actually been shifting realities your whole life. You just didn't know you were doing it because it doesn't look dramatic like in the movies. There is no magic doorway, there is no sudden flash where everything changes at once. It's smooth and it's natural. So natural, in fact, that most people never even notice it happening. You jump from reality to reality all day, every day, based on what you think, what you feel, and what you believe. Think about it. You wake up stressed about something. Maybe there's a problem at work or in your relationship. And you spend the whole morning convinced it's going to be an awful day. But then something happens. Maybe you get good news, or you calm yourself down, or you just see the whole thing differently. And suddenly it doesn't feel so bad anymore. And this also follows the events that show up in your reality. When you focus on how everything is going to go wrong, things start going wrong. That's because you transfer to a reality where things go wrong. When you calm yourself down, when you start thinking about the whole thing more positively, when you start thinking that maybe things can change, suddenly you start experiencing circumstances that don't look so bad anymore. Things start changing. So what changed? It's not the situation. What changed was what you expected. And because of that, you shifted. You move to a version of reality where the problem is easier to handle, or it just works out better than you thought, or you get some new information that proves that maybe it's not such a bad problem after all. Maybe it's very easy to resolve. Most people don't even realize they're shifting realities like this all the time. It feels so normal that we don't realize it's happening. But it is. We jump from version to version based on what we focus on, how we feel, what we believe. So when you look at your circumstances and think, there's no way this can change, that's exactly what keeps you locked into the same old version of reality. You feel like you have to figure out how to fix it, how to make it possible. But that is not your job at all. Your only job is to pick the version of reality you actually want to be in. The version where your desire is already yours. The version where the situation is already exactly how you want it to be. So imagine it like this. Your life is a movie, and you are the one who writes the script. You are the star of this movie. You are the director deciding how it all plays out. But there is one role that is not yours. You are not the producer. You don't have to figure out how to handle every detail behind the scenes. Those so-called negative circumstances are like production issues. The money, the props, the costumes, the location problems. None of that is your job to solve. That part belongs to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the producer. It knows exactly how to line everything up perfectly so you end up where you want to be. But when you try to micromanage every little thing and force solutions, you're stepping into a role that isn't yours. You don't know how to do it. You're not qualified to do it. And you think you're helping, but instead of helping, you're actually slowing things down. The more you focus on what's wrong and how to fix it, the more you feed the version of reality where the problem sticks around. But I know this description can feel a bit vague, so let's make it super simple. I want you to picture this. You ordered a birthday cake from your favorite bakery, and you wanted chocolate with strawberry filling and blue icing. But when you picked it up, you opened the box and you saw that it's actually vanilla and lemon filling and pink icing. Those mistakes, the wrong flavor and wrong color, are your bad circumstances. Now, would you stand there trying to scrape off the icing and refrost the cake yourself? Would you try to inject strawberry filling into it to fix it? Of course not. It's not your job, it's the baker's job. You just tell them that they delivered the wrong cake and confidently wait for the right cake to be delivered instead. So when you catch yourself staring at your negative circumstances, maybe you're telling yourself it's impossible, that there's no way things could ever change. Stop for a second and just remember the cake. You wouldn't stand there trying to scrape off the frosting or rebake the cake by hand just because the bakery messed up your order. You just send it back and expect the right one. That's it. You wouldn't waste a minute worrying about how they're going to fix it, whether they'll remake the batter or get the decorations right this time. You just know the cake you actually ordered already exists. They will make it exist. It's sitting there, ready to be sent out. It's not your job to fix the ruined one in front of you. You cannot turn the wrong cake into the right cake. In the same way, you cannot take the problem you have in front of you into the situation that is the way you want it to be by trying to fix it, by trying to make changes and adjustments and figure out solutions. It is not your job. Your job is to decide what it is you want. Just like with the bakery, your job is to decide what kind of cake you want. And then it's your subconscious mind's job to adjust things and take you to the reality where the solution is present instead of the problem. Just like when you order a cake, it's the bakery's job to figure out how to create and deliver the cake that you ordered. It's not your job. And I know, some of you are probably thinking, but Scarlett, you don't get it. My situation is way too complicated. The circumstances are too big, too serious, too unique. You can't just shift timelines like that. And I get it. I really do. I know how heavy it feels when you look at your situation and every fact screams that it's impossible. But here's the truth. The reason those circumstances feel so real, so unchangeable, is because you keep staring at them. You keep poking at them. You keep trying to fix them. You keep trying to figure them out. When the whole time, you could just send them back. The only reason they stick around is because you keep giving them your focus, your attention, your belief. So whenever you catch yourself obsessing over how wrong the circumstances are, how unfair, how impossible, remind yourself, I don't actually have to fix this. I'm not here to figure it out. I'm here to choose what I want. Just like I'd send back the wrong cake and get the one I actually ordered, I'm going to send back that situation that I don't want and get the situation I do want. You're moving to the version of your life where the right situation is already waiting for you. You don't need to know how it's going to show up. It is not your job. The how is handled for you. All you do is decide and stay with that decision, stick with that decision. So when you find your mind drifting back to the problem, because it will, I want you to catch it. Don't waste your energy trying to fix the version you don't want. Instead, remind yourself, this isn't even my problem anymore. I picked up something better. Every time you do this, you stay on that timeline where what you want is normal, where the circumstances already match the life you choose. It is not about forcing yourself to be positive all day. It's about refusing to give power to the version of reality you don't want. And if your mind wants to argue, if it wants to insist that this problem is real, you can't just ignore it, remind yourself, I'm not ignoring it. It's just not my problem to fix. Just like what's happening in a house you used to live in 7 years ago is not your job to fix now. Does a problem exist? Possibly, maybe, who knows, you don't live there anymore. Is it your job to fix it? Definitely not. It doesn't even belong in your life anymore. You moved away long ago. It's in the past. You don't need to do a thing about it. You have no reason to focus on it. It is not your job to fix it, plain and simple. Just keep reminding yourself, I'm not here to fix this. It is not my job. My job is to focus on the end result that I want and assume it's already mine. That's my only job. And if your mind keeps looping back to the old situation, because sometimes it will, remind yourself again, the circumstances I see don't matter. They're just leftovers from the old story. I'm not living there anymore. I've switched realities, literally. Every time you remind yourself of this, you're putting your attention back where it belongs, on the reality where what you want is already yours. So anytime your mind wants to run back to the problem, remind yourself, I don't have to fix this. I don't have to make the wrong cake the right cake. I'm just placing a new order. The right one is already coming my way. And when you do that, when you stop poking at the old story and instead you keep your mind on the version you want, that's when you shift. That's when you shift into the timeline where your desire is already there, exactly the way you want it, waiting for you. And if the circumstances that feel impossible for you right now have to do with other people, the way they act, what they say, what they do, what they don't do, what they want or don't want, then you need to watch the video on your screen right now. Because in it, I will show you why people shift so easily when you know how this works and exactly how to make that happen. So click to watch that video and I'll see you there.